Delvin Sadler here.
And the legendary knowledge-based KT, girl lives in a morning,
And why?
every day.
Yes, we haven't been on for the past 2 weeks. Guess what? Computer crash.
Yes, incidentally, from time to time, you have these technologies, and you have to work with them, and that's just the way it is.
I actually went to Best Buy, and bought a new computer. And I thought it would be up and running.
So they're the best buy.
No, actually, don't buy. Yes,
I didn't say that Best Buy.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I don't shop at the store, but people buy at Best Buy.
Don't buy. They told me I would have gone it a week ago, and it's now going into 2 weeks, and we haven't gotten it. So please don't buy. Buy somewhere else. So knowledge base, how have you been doing, buddy?
Well, I'm here, taking it one day at a time. I wanted to go to the barber today, but you called on me, so I'm here.
It's a shrink down version of you, You're shrinking right before the people's eyes.
Well, I try, I take my regular shits. Can I say shit on TV?
It's an adult show, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I take my regular shits, drink my green tea.
Oh, wow.
Yes. But I'm eating rice again,
That's for that, man.
Yeah, that's your rice.
Yeah, no good for you.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's get into today's show, and this is long overdue. In Texas, people were at church when a lone gunman came in with a AR-15 rifle, shot up the congregation. Yes, upon his exit, he was accosted by a citizen who went to his house, got his gun, fired shots after him, chased him down. People, why are people shooting up churches, knowledge base?
These are the times, are the signs of the last days. Biblically, it was proclaimed that these things will happen. So you can expect these and other things, like it's just a sign of the times as it relates to people who go into churches and fire guns. The church is not immune to anything like that. What the church needs to know is that what they need to do is to arm the ushers with SLRs, AR-15s, Milli 14s, M16s, yeah, Mac 10s, Uzis.
Yes.
Yeah, even what is that? RPG.
Yeah.
You know what an RPG is?
Yeah, rocket propelled grenade.
Yes, they probably have to even do that now. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm just putting some humor to it, and my condolences to the people who lost their lives in this church incident. Even though this is not the first one, there is this lunatic, Dylan Roof,
Mr. Roof,
who did the same thing, and he's still alive, but he's probably gonna get the needle or the electric chair. They still do the electric chair?
From what I know, it's a needle now.
It's a needle. So
Yeah.
they strap him up and then put the things in his body. But Mr. Roof, you should
not
get
Mr.
it.
Roof. This
No.
Mr. Roof,
Mr. Roof should get it.
Right.
This man is dead.
He legalized himself.
Yes, but you see, what is going on is that there's a level of lunacy, madness in people. And the first thing they do is that some of them are suicidal, and they don't take out their suicidal, what they want, the hate that they have for themselves, out on themselves. They believe that they should harm other people and then let other people kill them, or then turn a gun on themselves. Everybody wants a story to be written about them because they live their own life and nobody knows who they are. So these people, and again I blame it on social media, everybody wants their 5 minutes of fame, and they don't value human life and what human beings are all about, because they don't understand the preciousness of being a human being, and as such they decide to take people's lives.
Knowledge base, this coward that went into the church and he chose probably the right target, because Texas is an open carry state.
Yes.
So most of the citizens always are harmed. But I don't think anybody would go to church with firearms because they need it. If it was on the outside of the church now, then it would be in great trouble, because if you have your gun and then nobody challenges you, then therefore you can kill as much people. But the moment that he was challenged, you see what I mean, he took off like the coward that he was, and then he was gunned down or either commit suicide. But with this knowledge base, people are talking about gun control. Gun control where they're saying now people shouldn't be carrying these high-powered rifles, or shouldn't be able to have the right to buy these weaponry. What do you say about this?
It's not for me to say, no. I think you have to structure your question as people in the United States of America.
Yes, in the United States.
As it relates to the United States of America, it was founded on these principles: the right to bear arms, right? So when the American Constitution was written after they had the revolution with the British, they feared that at some day the British will come back and want to take back the colony. And they were adamant that this will not happen again. So they put, I think it's their Second Amendment, they put it in their Constitution that you have the right to bear arms. And the reason why it's there is so that every single citizen can pick up an arm to protect the country from the British. With that said, and they also put it in law that only person that can be a president, they have to be born in the United States, because they didn't want anybody to come back and take back America. So everything is for the purpose of maintaining America. So if you try to take away their guns, you're taking away American values and an American way of life. So it's going to be an uphill battle and an uphill fight. And lots of ashes to ashes and dust to dust will have to be said before anybody will even consider talking about this.
What they're saying is that the left side is saying that these high-powered guns, that the citizens must not have it. They can understand small firearms, but not the high-powered rifles. Why are they saying? Yes, with regards to the long guns, yes. So the left is saying that people shouldn't be having those, and they should, the sidearms, 9mm and so forth, is okay. So but the big high-powered semi-automatic or even automatic weaponry, the citizens don't need it. Why are the left saying that?
The left can say whatever they want, because that's how they make money and that's how they get votes. They can say anything they want. And so too to the right. The right will say what they want to tell people to hold guns and why they should always have their guns, but
they always use these isolated situations to say to try to justify that people shouldn't have it.
It's not about if people should have or shouldn't have guns. Guns by themselves don't
kill. That's my point.
Stupid people and idiotic people kill people.
Lunatics, murderers. Because if you look at the people that mostly died from gun battles, it's mainly 9mm short pistols that are used, semi-automatic pistol, not these long mass destruction weaponry. And if you want to take, say for example, Chicago, with high crime rate, it's not these high-powered weaponry they're using handguns. So it's not the gun that is the problem, it's actually the persons trying to take lives with guns. So you need to fix communities totally different from dealing with guns. What do you say?
It's a very sticky subject and there's no silver bullet. There are many social factors that are affecting this whole dynamic. There are mad people who are buying guns. There are crazy people who are just bloodthirsty that are buying guns. And everybody wants their 5 minutes of fame, right? So the more I can kill and the more outlandish and outrageous the killing is, then the more publicity I get. What needs to happen is that when these people do these things, then we're not supposed to give them any media coverage. You see what I'm saying? It's not about the guns, but the individual, the person who is committing these heinous acts. So instead of having the debate on the gun, let's have a debate on the people who are doing these things and try to find some way to combat the way how the psyche of these people work. What we can be assured of is that it's a very small minority of people who think and do these type of things. Because if it was a lot of people, then we'd have serious blood on the streets. So this thing about arming yourself and that will calm down, shooters and let them think different and blah blah blah. That's irrelevant. And on the other side, if somebody wants to buy as much gun as he wants to buy, that's his prerogative. Just know that the laws that are out there state that you're not supposed to go around willy-nilly shooting people.
Yes, and most people don't. So with that said, that's about the situation in America. Now I'm going to segue this same topic, knowledge base,
Yes.
into another level, okay? Which you are more familiar with.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next segment. Yes, knowledge base. So now we're going to segue this into Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yes, this situation. I was watching a video online, you know what I mean, and this is where I know you are expert in this field and this area. And it's a man from out of England. He was dressed up into this.
You know what I'm doing?
You know him? His name was Raga Rookie or something like that.
Raga Rookie. Yeah man, he was a dancehall fixture.
Oh he is?
Yeah,
That's
man.
the first time I heard about him.
Come out in the whoppings, in the all over. Him always there dancing, to be honest.
Yes.
Yes.
So he's a name out there in England.
Yeah man,
England.
the Fritters Boss.
The Fritters Boss, that's what he called himself. And he put out a video frustrated about our homeland in Jamaica. With the violence that is taking over the inner cities, young kids killing off each other with guns. And he is saying, knowledge base, that he is not going back to Jamaica. He's saying his mom should take the house, sell the 2 bikes and sell whatever, blah blah blah. But bottom line is, he says he's afraid to go back and he will not go back. He's going to spend the time in England. Is it that bad in Jamaica, knowledge base?
No.
It's not that bad. So I want you to sell Jamaica that you know to Mr. Raga Ruku or whatever.
No, well, we have to appreciate what he's saying. I'm
Right.
not saying everything is hunky-dory and everything is good. There's an underbelly in Jamaica as it relates to gang violence and stupid, senseless killing. And the prevalence of gun, especially small arm fire. And let me take that back. You have some communities that have
AK-47s.
The AK-47s.
That came
Recently they found some that belongs to the police force in Haiti.
Wow.
Which is alarming.
A lot too.
Yeah, that's alarming. So, but with that said, what I'm saying is that most of the people that live in Jamaica, in all walks of the society of Jamaica, are peace-loving people. What is happening is that through the 80s coming up, or maybe the late 70s after the political war that we had in the 80s, late 70s, coming into the 90s, most of these men that fought this war went overseas and made money through the drug game.
Right.
Instead of, some of them legitimize themselves and morph themselves and own all sort of property, gas station and all these things, and became productive member of society. But there's a large majority of the guys who were in the drug trade in the United States of Jamaican heritage. They basically send down armories, right? And this has permeated to this situation where every man wants to come back, buy some gun and be dance. Well, if that's what you know, that's what you know. I'm not knocking what you do. I'm just saying that you should probably take a pause with respect to what you intend to do. Like, law, as outlaw-ish as you think Jamaica is, Jamaica still have a stable government, very stable. And they have a military and they have a constabulary force, which it started out as rounding up slaves so that they can work on the plantation. But at the end of the day, they serve, protect, and reassure the citizens of Jamaica. My point is, being a Don is not the end it all. There is an end game to that. So most of these young cats that are in these depressed areas, they see this as a level of inspiration. And also when the dons send home monies, it's for the scarce resources that are out there, for the illicit resources, people will kill each other for it. And because they have arms themselves to the teeth and they have nothing else to do, at some point they start saying, okay, this road, this me, oh, the boy, they're not supposed to have them girly, blah, blah, blah. Who is the baddest? Everybody is putting their balls on the table. And at this time, what I would say is that sell these guns, put your head together and try to see if we can come up with some economic way, some engine, so that all of us can eat. What we need to do is that we need to re-educate, and I hate to say this, but it's true. If people have education, then they have a self-worth. I was talking recently to a relative of mine who's one of my good friends. You know why a man in the ghetto, Delvin, will actually kill you for this, to disrespect him?
Because he's done.
No.
No?
Because
he has nothing else to hold on to.
He has nothing else to hold on to but his self-respect. So if you try to take that away, he'll kill you.
Kill you for that, eh?
Literally kill you. So don't ever disrespect a man from the ghetto or try to belittle him.
Wow.
Because the only thing him have
is himself.
Is himself. So he'll keep his self-respect, and you're like, a man step on my shoes, I'm gonna shoot him.
Yeah.
You don't really see it that way, but the shoes is the only thing you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only thing we have left in the world is myself.
Yeah.
And you're gonna take that from me and murder your feet. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is that this thing has to start from education. Once people educate themselves, then they will have a level of self-respect for themselves, and they'll try to have some economic engine. You can't build a nation without building the people, and that is what is going on. As it relates to Raga.
Yeah.
I think you should reconsider coming back. All of us collectively, it's not a doom nation. All of us collectively have to decide that we're gonna help. And if it means we have to die for the country, then we'll die for it. Okay? But you can't allow the criminals to take over the country. It is our country too. So if we leave it to the criminals, then they have won the war. And they want an easy fight. Don't give them an easy fight. I say, come to Jamaica and feel alright. All of us can live together in harmony, because at the end of the day, the whole of we are Jamaican. The whole of we need to live together. And at the end of the day, we need to educate our children, the ones that we are shoot each other. We need to educate them and retrain them with respect to how they carry themselves. No child left behind, and that's how I see it. How do you?
Yes, knowledge base, Mr. Ragarubu. If you look at the way he was dressed in the video, you know, he had a big jacket, a big ears muff. Even though he was indoors and he was doing the video, he never had to dress that way. But I saw some things in that video that strike me a lot. Meaning, you know what I mean? He's willing, even though he desires the sunshine, he's willing to embrace the cold in order to run away from violence. That's the symbolism to me. However, Mr. Ragaruba, I am afraid of Jamaica sometime too. You.
Why?
I'm afraid for us at the place that I was born sometimes, because I remember watching a video once, and this is what it says. Okay, in the video it says professional killers are like shooting star. They rise up and they flare and they make this big expanse, and then they just wither away. So because in the community that I am from and surrounding that in Jamaica, that's how criminal elements work. They would rise up and they make a big bang, shots fired, people getting killed and all of that, and then police either capture them or they kill each other off, and then there's a lull in the action. and then everybody's nice again, and parties going on until the next set rear themselves up, and then so forth. So during the time that I hear that shooting and all of these things going on, you know what I mean? I don't see any banks or brinks or any big grocery stores or anything there that why these people are fighting and killing each other. My neighbors, I know these people. So it's hit me in myself. I can understand how you feel, Mr. Ragaru, that you don't want to go back there. But if you don't want to go back into that place where your house is and your bike and all your friends are, there's other places you can go. You go to the resort sometimes. You go to hotels sometimes. You know what I mean? You go to family friend who live in a gated community or all these places. There are the alternative that you can choose to use.
And I can see where he's coming from. Why should I change the way how I interface with people when I'm in Jamaica because of some people? So instead of doing all of that, then just avoid them altogether.
Just don't go.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but Mr. Rugo, because I didn't go to Jamaica for 5 years straight because I was fear of this violent thing. But I have a
so
little...
you want it?
Not really still, but I like my neighbors. 99% of my neighbors are good people. Good people. But the 1% just drives fear into everybody else. You have to go indoors after a certain time, you know, off the streets, watch how you travel at night. Those things are scary things, even for them there, much less me who is visiting. So I want to interact with them, but these small percentages just holding these communities hostage, which is not a good thing. And I don't like to be in that environment. But I use a little judgment in there. You see, if you see a place that partying and things are happening, flyers going on, and that's the time you can visit. Because everybody is happy and living together. But when, hold on knowledge base, when you see and you hear say people not now go on and all them things, then I avoid.
But you're asking for us. Do you want solutions, or are you?
I'm just trying to say.
Do you want a solution? Instead of us talking, let's just get to the root problem. To fight these things, you need money, right? For fire shot, money have to spend. Okay? The last time I checked, most of these people not working. So from Jamaica, the only thing Jamaica has going for it right now is this big diaspora that it has. Jamaica has 3 million people in the country and 8 million outside the country. Those 8 million people actually send half the amount of the Jamaican GDP per year. I would presume that half of that GDP, some of it goes to, and for GDP is gross domestic product.
Yeah.
Okay? So, no, it goes to armory and to fight some of these tribalism that is going on there.
I say arm all the citizens, what about that?
It's not arm the citizens. We need to educate the people who are sending these money to help to fight these stupid things to kill off each other.
Yeah.
These people I'm speaking to directly, if you know that the money that you're sending there is to buy a shot, then stop buying.
So you're talking about the underbelly people then?
Yes.
Because the good people are not sending their money for that.
I hope they're not. I hope they're not. And people need to speak candidly about these things. Why would you send money to kill some people over on the next street? That's not right.
So if all the citizens had guns, knowledge please, you think that they're...
No, it wouldn't help.
It wouldn't help?
No.
Not in Jamaica, eh?
Not anywhere.
But it helped in Texas.
How does that help in Texas?
Where the man, the citizen that was not in the church that heard the fire went into his house, grabbed his gun and challenged the suspect.
So what does that mean?
Well, somebody in Jamaica's terms...
No. So what does that mean?
What does it mean?
Yeah.
It means that if you know that everybody is harmed,
so what if
you think twice about firing a shot.
So what if this man decided, okay, he's gonna run after this man, and then the man run into a mall, and then there's a big shootout in the mall, and several people die? in addition to what died at the church.
The good
So,
thing about it is that
that
everybody
didn't happen.
mad would have had guns, but
Really? So
More than
you want 600 people
No.
in a mall firing at each
no,
other?
I don't think that would happen. Not in this case. Not in this case.
No, you just said that.
No, I'm just saying, not in this case. It wouldn't be a shootout, but people with the guns will now think twice about firing the guns.
I think that guns is not the solution. Even though I'm not against guns, but from a practical standpoint, I think education is what needs to happen, because even if everybody have gun, if people don't have goodwill and are thinking for the betterment of their community and themselves, then they're just gonna self-destruct. So you'll have all sorts of people. For example, I know of a neighborhood, I'm not gonna even call it, where the donship cannot exist because everybody have gun and everybody a bad man.
Oh.
Yeah.
So in Jamaica?
Yeah. Every man a bad man.
Oh yeah, I said.
Yeah, you can't tame them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, so there's not much killing going on there though.
No man killing each other all the time, but
Also everybody are criminals.
yeah, most of them are criminals. Most of them are criminals, yes.
Yeah. So I mean, what's so hard in like jobs coming into these neighborhoods to train people and get them into the workforce?
It's that not even gonna help either. Like
Still won't help. That
still
really
won't
help.
help.
Really?
No. It's that people need to educate themselves. Once they educate themselves, then them see some more value within themselves. Once you're educated, then you can be trained. Once you can be trained, then you can get a job. No matter how much money you pump into these areas, you'll get the same result if the people themselves don't have any human capital.
Okay, when we come back, we're going to talk about what the government is doing to change the situation.